Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Smoky Room. I was being punished for a while. That's why there weren't any videos for a while. As you notice, I still have that stupid clock. Don't you love it? Today. Whoops, Daisy. I'll get this. Jesus God. I don't know. I gotta find another place to work. Today we're gonna touch on tyranny. As you look at current events, I mean, if you really look at current events and you see what's taking place around the world, it seems to be a worldwide movement um, that people around the world are giving the finger to the globalists. We are sick and tired of just being frickin' sick and tired of everything. Starting with the ridiculous uh, immigration policies that nations, or some nations, have implemented to bring people into countries for. Well, we know what the real reason is, and the real reason is. I'm going to state this again. For instance, Mark Levin wrote a book about Marxism or communism, however the hell he worded it. And I'm sure it's a very good book. But that's only a symptom. This is how I see it. That's only a symptom of what is taking place globally. We live in a global economy, okay, that is deliberate. They want to do away with borders. So, therefore, these immigration policies are deliberate. Does anybody out there really think that the United States can't defend its border if it wanted to? Of course we can. Just like many other nations can defend their borders. But those that are in charge, those that are globalists, need to break down borders. And we've heard that being talked about in what word am I looking for? We've heard it being discussed in sort of other terms. For instance, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes the village people to raise a kid, you know. Imagine. That's pretty frigged up. Um, so why does it take a village? Why not just mom and dad? You see that's you know, this whole thing is planned out, but they're not winning, it seems. Now people are waking up. I'm going to focus here in the United States, since that's where we live. Um, Moms and dads are truly getting PO'd at school boards for trying to force some children to be racist against other children. And it seems as though they have sided with the African American variety of child to instill in them a deep hatred for white people. And we see that playing out all over the country. Now, parents are mobbing to Board of Education meetings in droves, and they're letting their voices be heard. Okay, they're letting these people know exactly how they feel. Now, usually when this happens, the people sitting at the board, they all take a page out of the Nancy Pelosi playbook and usually adjourn or say we're going to take a break and never come back, and then have some parents arrested and handcuffed and let out, just, so they get the message, Well, that's tyranny. This is America. That's not supposed to happen. In America, we are supposed to have freedom of choice, you see. We, for instance, should have the freedom to decide what, um, oh, what kind of tattoo I want on my body. I should have that decision, and I shouldn't have to have any kind of document that says this tattoo is legal. No, I think you all know what I'm trying to say. So we are kind of done with that. I will never get that tattoo. I will not comply with that. But I'm afraid that what may happen here, and yeah, I'm sure it's going to come. I'm going to go to the doctor, and he's going to ask me whether or not I've been tattooed, and no, sorry. And he's going to say, well, Joe, you're shit out of luck because I can't help you unless you get that tattoo. And I'm going to say, but I don't want a picture of Joe Biden on my arm. And he's going to say, well, those are the rules, and you're going to have to play by them. I mean, people in droves are getting the picture of Joe Biden on their arm, and some are being forced to because if they don't, they'll lose their jobs. Now, imagine that, right? You've been working for a company for all these years, and all of a sudden they decide, you know what? In order to work here, you got to get this frickin' stupid picture of Joe Biden tattooed on your arm. You can't fly in a plane unless you got that tattoo, you know? Imagine that. What if it was really like, yeah, you gotta get a picture of Joe Biden tattooed on your forehead? So, anyway. So, what is happening is it seems to me that the more we wake up, the more the American public stands up and starts letting this regime know how we feel, the more they want to push back, the more tyrannical they get. And I mean, really, honest to God, it seems like they're spoiled kids, just brats that you want to just smack the snot out of. Yeah, they put razor wire around the Capitol building. This is true. This actually happened to me last week or the week before. I called my congressman. Good old, what's his name? Donald Norcross. There we go. Hi, Don. Mister Nobody knows where the hell he is. That's you don't see him, you don't hear from him, but he's got an office around here somewhere. And I called up. I forgot what the question was that I asked him to not answer. And the young lady that answered the phone was pleasant enough, and I said, the question. I think it was a two-part question, But one of them was, why did you guys put the razor wire fence back up? As God is my witness, right? The answer I got was, now, mind you, I called the DC phone number. So she was in his office in the Capitol, right? Now, I mean, this was an intern, so I'm guessing she was 21 ish, 2 ish, 3 ish, something like that. I said, so why is the fence put back up with the razor wire? And she actually, actually said, well, I can't answer that because I haven't really seen it. Well, now this is, this is the way this administration is. I mean, they just make shit up on the fly, right? So I said, well, wait a second. I said, you're in D.C., right? And she said, huh? I said, well, aren't you calling from his office? And she says, yeah. And I said, well, where's his office? And she says, well, the Capitol. Okay. So you went to work there today at the Capitol and you didn't see this? I went in from a different way and I was kind of in a hurry, so I didn't notice. Now, this is a guy, well, you got to go through her to get to him, but this is how they deal with stuff. So, just, he probably told, look, if people ask about that, just make shit up as you go. I mean, they don't care. No, nobody in this administration is telling the truth about anything. Now, we've got a global uprising, okay? I would say of the middle class, pretty much. Those that have to work and earn money to afford the way they live and buy groceries and da 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 da, and pay for the benefits of all those that don't want to work. We are getting very pissed off. And in some countries, they're just taking it to another level, like the French. I mean, man, oh man, they get pissed. And then you got the Aussies, that I don't know. I don't think much is going on there now because the police over there just started cracking heads open, and that pretty much ended that. I think, But what happened? I think this was in the 90s, the late 90s. Something very interesting happened in Australia, which was a big warning sign. They disarmed the country, and the people went for it. So now they've got the iron boot on their neck, and there's not a damn thing they can do about it. In reality, there's just nothing they can do. This is why our forefathers gave us the Second Amendment. Nothing to do with hunting, nothing to do with target shooting, okay? The Second Amendment is there to protect us from tyranny. And that's what we are now experiencing, a tyrannical regime that is completely out of control. Don't misunderstand this asshole's stupidity in the White House. It's planned. Who was it? Uh, can't remember who it was that said this, but nothing that happens in politics is accidental. Okay, so we've got this idiot roaming around the White House, screaming out who ordered the veal cutlet, and after a while they say, "All right, Joe, settle down. You got to go. Oh, here's what you're going to say. Here's who you call." I mean, you've seen this. Well, they've asked me to call. All right. Yeah, I mean, so here we are talking about all of this. And my objective here is to just get you to realize what exactly is happening, okay? This is not a communist takeover. Forget that nonsense, okay? It's a symptom, that's all. You get a cold, you sneeze. It's a symptom, right? Stages leading to a global government, okay, have to be tyrannical because it's something they want to force you to do that you don't want to do. We don't want millions of people coming in here illegally, but not we could do about it. They've got the power, they're making it happen, right? Um, I don't know if many people know about this, but there's a great series of books. Okay, this is called uh, the Library of America. Right? Um, this is a volume. On the debate of the Constitution. Okay? And I read something the other day which just really stood out to me. It's from Daniel Webster. But what is tyranny? Or, how can a free people be deprived of their liberties? Tyranny is the exercise of some power over a man, which is not warranted by law, or necessary for public safety. A people can never be deprived of their liberty while they retain their own hands, a power superior to any other power in the state. This position leads me directly to inquire in what consists the power of a nation or of an order of man. I mean, the language is a little, hard to grasp, but right now, people are being forced to get this tattoo. Okay? People are being coerced into doing this. We know that. Now, coercion is not in our Constitution. You cannot be coerced into doing anything. That's the way that is supposed to be. We are a free people. Our freedoms come from Walmart? No. It's not Walmart. Sam's Club? No. Uh, Facebook? No. Oh, yeah, that's right. Our freedoms come from God. Whoa! Who would have thunk it, huh? Now, if that's the case, how can somebody remove that from you? you have um, people that work in health facilities that have been taking care of people that have shown symptoms of a particular illness, and they're being told only the tattoo of Joe Biden can cure you of this, or at least keep you safe from getting any other illnesses that we kind of make up along the way here. Right? Now, they've been dealing with these people for a year, year and a half, and they're fine. You know, the people that are taking care of the folks that need the tattoo, they're just doing fine. But all of a sudden now they are being forced to get this stupid tattoo of Joe Biden, and a lot of them are being forced to get the tattoo right on their forehead. You see people walking around with a tattoo of Joe Biden on their forehead, you know they completely left the freaking planet, right? So a lot of people are refusing to do that because they are saying this is just stupid. I don't want to have a tattoo of Joe Biden on my forehead. Why should I do that? Oh, you know, the reason is that, well, you see, well, you know, the reason you got to do that is because, well, this guy I know did some research, and the research stated that only the tattoo of Joe Biden is the one that can make you drive your car better, and it'll make you play the violin better, as a matter of fact. So if you decide not to get it, then I'm sorry, you can't work here anymore. It's kind of like that. Well, that's not what our Constitution states. You see, that's not how our Constitution works. You see, we have a separation of powers in our system of government, which, for those of you that may not know, our system of government is actually called a representative republic. Okay. And it's split up into three different bodies, and you know, one body decides, you know what, guys, maybe we shouldn't let this happen like this, you know, and then they write up some bullshit, and then they send it over to the Senate, and the Senate, you know, what's okay, let's see, tattoo forehead. Have to be by 2024. I don't know. I don't think I want this to be law. So, and that's how that's supposed to work. But you've got other agencies that do not have, or have not been given, the authority to make law, that are just making law, right? You know. So it's, you know, look, it's a freaking mess. It's a freaking mess, and sooner or later, ladies and gentlemen, I think we we are going to have to take control of things ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it. Excuse me, but I still live in the state of confusion. I mean, the state of New Jersey. Um, as you could very well tell. It's just been, I don't know. It's been hot. It's been wet. It's been, got all kinds of crap growing out there. Give me good old concrete. That's what I would like. Give me a backyard concrete. I'll spray paint it green, and there you go. Never needs to be mowed, you know. So anyway, get back to what I'm stating here is that God bless him. I mean, we've got some guys, we've got some senators that, you know, they talk a good game. You know, they talk a good game. They really do. They use the right words. They act as if they're really angry, you know. But when they're sitting there in the chamber, you know, and you got this peckerhead sitting up there who's like in charge of the whole proceeding or whatever the hell you call it, who you know is a flat out frickin' liar like that jerk off Blumenthal. You know about him? Anybody know about this guy? Actually stated he was in combat in Vietnam. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't even near Vietnam. And he's leading these kinds of proceedings. And he's asking people to be truthful. It's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. It's a joke. And when we got people that act as if they are on our side and they say, "Oh, thank you, Mr. Blumenthal. You know, we're friends. I really like the guy, and I want to ask this question." You know, give me a break. Give me a frickin' break. Okay? This shit has to end. It's good. We got to turn this into Buddy Ryan football. Anybody remember Buddy Ryan? Huh? You know, Eagles, 1980s. Okay? He was the kind of guy that told his players, you do not help your opponent off the field. He said, I don't want to see that. You hit a guy, he's down, he's knocked up, just knocked up. Jesus, God, look where my head's at, huh? Knocked out, walk away. Don't lend him a hand and help him up. Just walk away. Treat him like the enemy. That's what these people are. Okay? All the words, every single word in Webster's dictionary isn't gonna change a damned thing. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? A guy's robbing your house. What are you going to do? You going to go out into the living room and read him a book? Excuse me, pal. Just wait a second. Let me throw some words at you here. You know, oh, yeah, you know, I should have thought of that. I'm sorry, sir. I'm glad you read me that. I'm going to go now. Oh, by the way, here's your TV back. You know, doesn't work that way. This enemy that we're up against is ruthless and evil. Evil. Look at Nancy Pelosi. You don't think that bitch is evil? Look at Joe Biden. Look at his son. Look at who these people surround themselves with. Look at these military assholes that are supposed to be in charge of shit. That have no clue of what the hell is going on. They've proven that in Afghanistan. And we're supposed to be okay and watch all of these proceedings, watch all the questions, listen to all the words, and expect something different to happen that has happened in the past. Doesn't work that way. Okay, it just doesn't work that way. Long, long, long time ago, we tried that with the British. The British told us, take your words and shove them up your ass. Okay? And they brought in thousands upon thousands upon thousands of troops and said, not only are we bringing them into your country, you got to now give them room and board. And you're not being paid for that. They want you to wash their uniform. You better wash their damn uniform. Okay? Oh, you want to keep your job? You better get that tattoo of Joe Biden on your forehead. Yeah. Oh, you need to go to Europe to visit your grandma that's dying? Oh, sorry, pal, but you don't have that tattoo of Joe Biden on your forehead. You need to go to the doctor because they found a tumor somewhere. Well, Joe, we would love to help you, man, but without that tattoo of Joe Biden, there isn't a damn thing we can do for you. Sorry. You may want to rethink this because you're probably going to die in 5 months unless we're able to get in there and take care of that, but without that tattoo, there's not a damn thing we could do for you. Words, right? Yeah, words are going to change that. Yes, sir. Yes, they are. Days pass by. Weeks pass by. Months pass by. Years pass by. And we're sitting here, why hasn't anything changed, man? Like, what the hell? And we're gradually watching our country just, steadily being destroyed from within. Now, as a population, if we decide, and I think we're getting close to that point, if we decide that, well, yeah, we realize now that we're up against it, talking about this crap isn't going to do shit. We have the Second Amendment. We also have, except I don't. Every time I want that, Jesus, God. Well, anyway. Somewhere's around here. Well, anyway, we got the Declaration of Independence, right? I just could have swore I saw it. Okay, never mind. Second paragraph, Declaration of Independence, states that we have the legal right to overthrow a tyrannical regime. And I think, without a doubt, we can prove that this regime is tyrannical. Yes, we can. Not only are they tyrannical, but they're inept. We know that's deliberate, though. See, that's the thing. They want Joe Biden to look like this bumbling fool, which he probably is, but he's serving a very important purpose right now. Make no mistake about it, okay? Make no mistake about it. Look, the globalists wanted this guy in the White House so damn bad. So bad. Right? That they went about it in broad daylight and told the people that voted, F you! Yeah, we're stealing it from you, pal. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. Well, we don't know yet. Things are changing, like what's happened in Arizona, and now it looks as though all 50 states are going to get on board and do a audit, a investigative audit or whatever the hell they call it. Well, anything I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, we that's what we do now. We wait. We wait. We take abuse. We hope we still got a job. We hope inflation doesn't get any worse. We hope there's no real serious shortages. We hope that there's no more riots. We hope that they don't defund the police in our area. We just sit around and hope for shit now, folks. Until we tell ourselves, you're an American. Okay? You're an American, pal. Let's act like it. We don't get pushed around. Look, I grew up in South Philly, okay? Not that that's a big deal, but I'm just giving you an idea of what, this will make sense when I'm done. Just hear me out here. I grew up in South Philly. Right? I grew up in a family where Dad was never really there. I mean, he was there. It's not like my mom and dad were divorced, but my dad just did his own thing his whole life, pretty much until he died. And not that he was a drunk or anything; he was a hardworking guy. It's just that he had no idea what to do with kids. He just didn't. He wasn't a part of my life, really, even though I was there and I worked for him a lot of years, but he wasn't the kind of dad that I am, for instance. He didn't take any part in our lives or anything. So we grew up on the streets, is what I'm saying. And growing up on the streets there, you took your lumps and you gave lumps. Okay, you grew up with an attitude, and it was reinforced at home that you don't take shit from anybody. Because when you start to take shit from people, they will abuse you. They will steal from you. If they're bored, they may beat you up just for fun. So you don't take shit from people so that stuff doesn't happen and you could go home and have a nice night. Now, here we are taking all this shit from this administration. We're not doing anything. We're not. I mean, for God's sakes, folks, take a look at like what really started the American Revolution was minuscule compared to what's happening today. And we've become fat, lazy, content. Give us our football, give us our beer, give us our pornography, and everybody is happy. That stuff removes brain cells, man. No wonder, like, you look in France at the crowds of people, I mean, thousands are on the street protesting against these tattoos. Why the hell would a guy in Paris run around with a tattoo of Joe Biden on his freaking forehead, for God's sakes? Oh, so that's what this little video is about. That sooner or later, we could just kiss it all goodbye. Bye, freedom. Bye, United States. It's been nice. You'll be able to go to the beach when they let you know you can go. Okay? You can get that new job when they say so. All right? Yeah. That's how that's going to be. And then there'll be one day that knock at the door and they're going to say, "Where's that tattoo on your forehead of Joe Biden? We have ways of making you get one, yeah? Give us your guns, please." And when that happens, it's way too late. Okay? Then it's way too late. Freedom is a muscle. Use it or lose it. That's the simple truth. Is this a call to arms? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Is it? You make that decision. Sit down and just think. I mean, I'm wondering why things aren't changing, and then do the math. Like, why is it not changing? Why are people not out on the streets by the hundreds of thousands protesting this nonsense? But they're not. I think they're afraid. They're afraid of getting locked up and never seen again. Oh, that doesn't happen here in the United States? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, oh, yes, it does. Yeah, you better do some reading if you don't think that happens. They can label you whatever the hell they want. They can come knock at your door and say you're a Nazi. Simply because you were at a Board of Education meeting and you spoke your mind. Now you're a frickin' white supremacist Nazi. They're going to arrest you and they're going to like, what happened to that guy that spoke up at the meeting? If you've seen him, it's been months now. I haven't heard from him. I don't know. The FBI? The frickin' FBI is investigating these people? Are you kidding me? Well, anyway, I'm not going to get tattooed. Nah, I'm not going to comply with that. We'll not get tattooed. So, that's that. I hope you guys follow me. Okay? I hope that you do some serious reading, um, gain some knowledge on how this country was formed, read a lot about where our freedoms actually come from. Think about all the young men and women that gave their lives for our way of life. Yeah, and I'm going back to the Revolutionary War. I mean, look, I was in the military during the Vietnam War. Um, the Vietnam War had nothing to do about us being free here, nor did Korea, nor did World War One. Okay, and then we could go on after that. I mean, there are other wars, invading Iraq, Afghanistan, didn't accomplish. Well, we know that, but yeah, pull out the books, ladies and gentlemen. Do some reading, educate yourself, think about it, and make that decision whether or not this way of life is still worth fighting for. And I mean fighting. Fighting. You may bleed, you may cry, you may scream, you may feel bad, but yeah, that's what happens when you fight. Alrighty. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to see whether or not I'm able to post it. But I guess if you see it, I was able to post it. And actually, right now, I'm not talking to anybody except this friggin' screen here. So, see yous.